downtown where you can get a date for 50, 60, 70, even 80% off the original social marketplace price. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati. The man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. There's a TikTok video of a black woman trying to tell black men what kind of jobs we should not have.
Here's a list of jobs that men should not do, especially grown-ass men, okay? For one, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. Matter of fact, any fast food restaurant, if you think that you're a grown-ass man working in a fast food restaurant is okay, something is wrong with you, all right? Leave those jobs to the teenagers. My nephew can't even get a job right now because there's some grown-ass men in his goddamn 40s flipping my goddamn burger. Okay? Let it go. Leave it alone. That job is not for you. Anything in retail, okay? I don't want to see no grown-ass man handing me a dress, okay? Why are you a grown-ass man working at Ross? That makes absolutely no sense, okay? Target, Marshalls, like, guys, give it up. Leave these jobs to the kids. Leave these jobs to the teenagers. These are jobs you get in high school, in college. But once you're a grown-ass man, you do not need to be working in any fast food restaurant or any retail restaurant. And for you high-value men that think that it's high value to work for the city, let me tell you something. You're absolutely wrong, all right? No police officers, no firefighters, no construction workers, no mailmen, no post office. If you consider that a high value man, you're absolutely wrong, okay? There's nothing high value about making $70,000 a year. You men that think working for the city is high value.
Now, in this TikTok video, this so-called rapper and artist, Diamond the Body, wants to try to tell black men the kinds of jobs that they should not have. And according to Diamond the Body, a black man should not be working in jobs like fast food, retail, or working jobs like state and local government or construction, or even be working at the post office. Now, when I was listening to Diamond the Body's video short, it basically took me back to my days in high school, because as she's sitting there talking about the kind of jobs that grown men should not have, ironically, she's showing me how immature she is, because the last time I heard a girl make these kinds of statements was way back in 1989 when I was attending Park West High School. Now, back in the days of the late 1980s, we used to have a lot of black girls who would go out and make statements about the kind of job a black man should have. And according to them, they used to say that in order to be considered to get involved with them, you had to be going out and making six figures and have some sort of high level position. This is what they used to say back then, because many of these girls were never really raised to understand the realities and the struggles of black men in the job market. And this is why many of those girls in their teenage years were going out here and looking to look down on brothers who were working jobs at the movie theater, working jobs at Woolworth, working jobs at McDonald's, and even the late Biz Markie talked about this in his song, The Vapors, where he talked about how the girls back then would mock guys, but in the lyric he says, "Baby, please, you work for UPS," because a lot of these girls basically were spoiled by dope boys and rappers to believe that they were entitled to the finer things in life, And because they were spoiled by dope boys and rappers, they thought that they could do better than the average everyday working man. And this is the kind of rhetoric that Diamond the Body is trying to bring back in 2023 by saying, oh, she's going to try to tell a black man the kind of job he should have. And that kind of statement basically shows how little respect she has for a man, because she does not get a chance to dictate the kind of job a black man has. No, that is not her place, and it just shows how little respect she has for black men, because she's going to tell black men they should not have a certain job, and she doesn't understand how the job market works at all for black men. Now, as I'm listening to Diamond the Body, again, she takes me back to my days at Park West and shows me how after almost 30 years, many of these black girls really have not grown up. No, they have grown old, and they've passed on their dysfunction to a new generation of girls. And as they've passed it on, we've got women like Diamond the Bust Down trying to dictate to a man. And that really shows me that this woman is not ready for the job of being a helpmeet to a man, because it is not a woman's place to tell a man what type of job he should have. No, a man is a leader of himself, and as the leader of himself, he is the one who decides what type of job he can take if he can. However, in the case of many black men, a lot of times when you see that brother working in fast food, or you see that brother working retail, or you see that brother working at the post office, or you see that brother working at UPS, or any of these city jobs that Diamond the Bust Down demeans, what those brothers are doing is taking whatever they can find, because in this white supremacist job market, it is oftentimes very hard for a brother to find any job that will allow him to make a living. That's something Diamond the Body doesn't understand, but I have lived with for over 15 years, as I lost my job back in 2008. And oftentimes, when it comes to a black man, even a college-educated black man like myself, you gotta take what you can get, because it's like my late father used to say, a little something is better than nothing. And you're just taking whatever you can find in order to be able to feed, clothe, and house yourself. And that's what flies over the head of a dummy like Diamond the Bust Down. She doesn't understand that a black man has it hard out here, and because he has it hard out here, he can go and search for a job for years and not find anything. And oftentimes, if he can find some place that will hire him, he'll take whatever he can find, because it's real hard out here for a black man to get a job. And that's what flies over the head of Diamond the Bust Down. She's sitting here wanting to say, oh, a grown man shouldn't have these kind of jobs. Well, I can tell you from experience that if you can get somebody to just even answer the phone and give you an interview, that's a miracle. And even more a miracle to even get that job, whether it be in fast food or retail. I know, because I've been putting in applications multiple times. I mean, I put in for the Target in my old Bronx neighborhood about a dozen times. I put in for the Target in my new neighborhood a dozen times. I've put in for supermarkets a dozen times. I've put in for other retail a dozen times. And I put in all of these applications, and it's very hard to get anybody to respond, even if you've got a college degree and experience like I have. I know how hard it is for a black man to get any sort of response from these companies. And I know that when it comes to a lot of us brothers, a lot of times we just take what we can get, because when it comes to the job market, it's very hard for us to get work. And oftentimes it's women like Diamond the Bust Down, when they're working in HR, who exacerbate the problems for us when we're out here looking for work. Because oftentimes, women like Diamond the Bust Down, who has already slept with over 2,000 men, what they do is project all of the bad experiences they've had with Pookie and Ray Ray onto brothers looking to try to get a break. And what they do is take out all of their anger on brothers like myself, trying to get ourselves together by trying to deny us jobs. And while they look to deny us jobs to sate their feelings to get back at Pookie and Ray Ray, what a woman like Diamond the Bust Down will do is she will go out here and look to deny a guy like me a job. Meanwhile, she's got this delusion sitting there thinking some high-value man is going to come out and sweep her off her feet. But that guy is never going to come, because what she doesn't understand is that men are built over time, and in order for them to start building, they need an opportunity to get started at the bottom. But a lot of times, black men, we have a hard time getting to that level at the bottom, because what they do is use women like Diamond the Body in HR to be gatekeepers, and they keep black men out because they're sitting there angry at the Pookies and Ray Rays who blow their back out. And as these Pookies and Ray Rays are blowing their backs out for free, they're sitting there with this delusion, sitting there thinking, oh, the high value man is going to come and get with them. But the high value man can't come because he's got to work his way up. But he can't work his way up because she doesn't see a value in a man. That's what's so completely backwards about this Diamond the Bust Down. She doesn't see how she's working against herself. No, she doesn't see how the statements she's making show how she's working against herself, because she's emotionally immature, and like the girls I went to high school with, stuck in a state of arrested development at a mental age of about 15 or 16, because only an immature girl is going to sit there and believe a man should have a certain kind of job, not understanding how the entire job market works. Because when I listen to this Diamond the Bust Down, she's sitting there again showing me how immature she is. And just like the girls I used to go to Park West with, the only thing you can do with this kind of woman is ignore her. And the only way you can deal with her again is to ignore her, because she's talking like a child, not like an adult. And what she's really looking to do as she makes this kind of statement is turn it into bait language for all of the simps out there, because what she's looking to do is bait those simps by saying, oh, I want a guy with a certain kind of job, hoping that those guys will rush into her DMs to tell her how he's an executive, how he's a millionaire, how he's the kind of guy that she wants. But any kind of guy who understands how the world works basically looks at Diamond the Bust Down, and they basically laugh at her, because they understand, oh, you're going to try to tell me what type of job I should have. You're going to try to tell me how to run my business. No, I'm the one who's running my life. I'm the one who God made the head. I'm the one that God made the leader. And I am not going to be running to chase you to seek out your validation. No, you're supposed to show me how you're going to fit into my life as a helpmeet. And it's clear to me that Diamond the Bust Down here isn't anybody who would be a suitable helpmeet to a man, with her clawed fingernails, with her tight outfits that basically make her look like a hoochie, and her out here with a body count higher than an entire war zone. I mean, this woman sitting here with saying that she slept with over 2,000 men, when in actuality, when a high value man looks at her, he's looking at her in the section of Bust Downtown, in the 90% off clearance section, and he's saying to himself, why would I want to deal with this kind of woman when there's lots of higher quality women who will reflect better on me and reflect better on my enterprise? Because if you're a high value man, Why would you want to deal with a low-value woman who has to use bait language to get attention because she's trying to overcompensate for her just poor quality of life? Because if she were a quality woman, she wouldn't be trying to tell a man what type of job he has. No, she would appreciate the fact that this man is out here making a living, out here being able to provide for her, being able to provide her with a higher quality of life, and able to give her what he wants to provide for her. But this woman doesn't appreciate a man. No, she basically is looking to find a simp she can use as a tool, and that's why she's using this bait language. And the way you respond to this bait language is the way we used to respond to it back in high school. All of us brothers who were out here looking to get ourselves together, when we would hear these kind of girls talking about the kind of job a man should have and the kind of money he should have at 15, 16 years old, when you don't even have a job yourself, in a lot of cases, we just brush this woman off and see her for the immature child that she is. You charge her to the game and leave her to try to find this high-value man who she thinks is going to come to the club or come to the hood and sweep her off her feet like a Prince Charming, when that's not going to happen, because the big problem with her is she want to tell the man how to run his show. And again, you don't tell the man what type of job he should have. He decides where he wants to work. And in the case of a lot of brothers, if you see that brother, and I'm going to repeat it again because a lot of people need to understand this about black men like myself. If we are working in fast food, if we are working in retail, it's not because we want to work there. No, a lot of times we are well educated like myself. I got a college degree in business, and I've had to take these kind of jobs because there was no job open in an entry-level office position, or I would wind up like when I was working at Stripe, them telling me they have no place for me in the organization. And a lot of us have to take what job we can find because there's just hard to find work because we don't have that network of white people have or non-black people have, where they work to help each other. When it comes to black men, we have to go out here and look for what we can find. This is why you see brothers working at the post office or working at the city or working in fast food or working at retail. We got to work wherever we can work, and we got to try to do what we can to stay on that job in the face of the adversity we run into with women who have the same mindset of Diamond the Body, thinking, oh, there's a better dude out there who wants this job, or there's this high-value dude I want to get at this job, not understanding that this black man is taking whatever he can find as related to these jobs, and some of these jobs pay a good living, like construction. Those guys make real good money when they are working out here. Same thing with the guys working for the city. You make really good money, but this woman doesn't understand how the world works for men, and she has the audacity to try to tell men how they should work, when in actuality she's showing me she's never really worked anywhere outside of getting the back blown out like Pookie and Ray Ray, and she's used to dealing with no job dudes because that's what the way the girls in high school were. They were used to dealing with no job dudes because any man who's had a job, he's understanding he got to work in order to work himself both up to another level. He's out here doing what he can with whatever he can. That's what these kind of women don't understand, because they show me that she has no real life experience. She's used to going out here and dropping it like it's hot, and these thirsty simps coming out here and dropping cash apps on her and giving her money that way, or her getting with the one owner of over 2,000 men. But she doesn't understand how it works for a man, and she has no place to tell a man what type of job he should have, because this woman doesn't know how men make a living. Now, if you want to learn how to avoid female predators like this, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to learn why women like Diamond the Bust Down will be single for the rest of their lives, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Why 70% of Black Women Are Single at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to learn about the dysfunctional mindset that a woman like Diamond the Bust Down has learned, you can learn all about this whole mindset that she has learned in my book, The Woman Crisis, which is also available at all the online booksellers I mentioned. And if you want to see me make more videos taking dysfunctional people like this Diamond the Body to the barbecue, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available for the first time in paperback, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. Learn all the reasons why so many Black women can't find a husband and why 70% of Black women are single. Get your copy of Why 70% of Black Women Are Single on Amazon.com today.
Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.